Welcome to the revolution.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality.
Live the revolution.
Hey everybody, it's Str8 GeeK'D OuT back again. Sorry for the long gap between episodes, but I had a little trouble with computer. My computer that I've had since 2010 and had no issues with, finally decided that the video card wanted to die. So it took a while for that to go get fixed, especially since I took it to a couple places and it was like I could fix it and I can't fix it type of thing. So finally I just went and just took it straight to the main manufacturer, which what I should have done from the Jump Street, and got it fixed. So now I'm back up and running. Took me a little bit to get my programs and everything reinstalled on my computer and get all that great stuff done. So but now I'm back. So first of all, a couple update things. I'm planning on doing more of a scheduled type of thing. I'm trying to sit down exact day of the week to have episodes done by. I want to shoot for Friday, so every Friday I'll have a new episode here on my channel. And then I'm also going to do some other things, like I said, I've been talking about for a while now, with top 10s and some other segments as well. So look forward to that. While I've been gone, I've been hunting, I've been picking up stuff. I've been out a couple places, thrift shops, and also trading with friends and things like that. But first of all, I'll start off with some GameStop finds I found more recently. Right now, GameStop is trying to push out a lot of their PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 stuff, especially collector editions. They're trying to push those out as fast as they can. So they're marking their new stuff down as pre-owned just to push them out. So this is a couple things I've been looking for. I looked at it, when it first came out, but I wasn't gonna pay big money for it. So I'm not really big into this series. But the first one I picked up was Soul Calibur, the collector edition. As you can see, it's factory sealed, never been opened, and I'm not gonna open it. If I do decide I want to play it, I have an extra copy, just a game. Anyways. Normally this was going for, I believe, $70 or $80 when it first came out. I might be wrong, don't hold me to that. And it held there for a good minute, maybe went down to like 30 bucks. Still wasn't interested in it at that point. Finally it went down to 15 bucks. And so for a collector edition, complete sealed, with all the extras it has in it, 15 bucks, I was gonna jump all over it. And then the second thing I ended up picking up from there as well, which I was pretty stoked to get too, was Zone of Enders HD Collection, the collector edition for it as well. Completely sealed, which is really cool, for another 15 bucks. So to get two collector editions that were well over 15 bucks a piece when they first released, and getting them both for the small price of 15 bucks a piece, I was not going to pass those up. So outside of that, like I said, went out hunting, thrift shopping with different friends and stuff. While out, I found a few things. Nothing, spectacular, but some good shelf fillers. I found a couple of N64 games that I didn't have in my collection, so I was pretty stoked to get that. I found Load Runner 3D for the N64. I picked up also Revolt for the N64. I haven't played these two yet. Been so busy with everything else, I haven't had a chance to get into it. But I'm hoping I can get to it sometime this weekend. Then I also picked up only one Sega Genesis game, but I was pretty happy to find this and get it for a good price, and that was Lethal Enforcer for the Sega Genesis. Unfortunately, it's just the cart only, but I'm hoping to find the box sometime soon, either whether I find it on through a friend or eBay. I'll pick up just the artwork and then get a case for it. So, but I was still pretty stoked to have that. And then I picked up also, while out hunting, Final Fantasy 1 for the Game Boy. Duh. I saw this and I kind of passed up on it at first. I didn't have it for the price, and then a friend of mine was like, "You don't got that? That's a pretty good price for it." So, you know, I circled the wagons around and picked it up quickly. So I'm pretty happy that I got that. I didn't slip and miss on that. Then I picked up a few NES games from a local kind of like thrift shop type of place around here that also supports animals. One of my friends, Vintage Game Finder, said he hasn't had too much luck with him, but with me, he's been pretty cool and pretty, you know, not much of a, you know, give me a hard time. So I ended up picking up from him Pinbot for the NES. I also picked up Bart Simpson. This is the Bart Simpson versus the World for the NES. And this one I was really pretty happy to find too. Gradius for the NES. And I have it for the Super NES, the Super Gradius or whatever it is. So I didn't have this one for the NES, so that was pretty good to have this. I ended up picking all these up for the Bart Simpson and the Gradius, $5, and then $3 for the Pinbot. So like I said, other people haven't been getting great deals from him. He's been really bitchy, to say the least. But for some reason, I've gotten in his good graces. And then another shelf filler, I picked up Time Crisis 4. I had this game, didn't like it. I mean, I beat it. It was, you know, but it wasn't my cup of tea. So I went ahead and sold it. And that was before I was collecting, and so I just wanted to have it back in the collection. So I went and picked it up. Picked it up for $1. So for $1 to have a Time Crisis game, I wasn't gonna cry. I still had to find the guns and all that fun stuff, but still not gonna cry. Then also out my lone PS1 game I found out for $1, and I ended up picking up was Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero for the PlayStation 1. And I was really happy to find this. It's in good condition. The disc has, you know, no marks on it or anything like that. Because the game wasn't that great. It was a platformer Mortal Kombat game. I tried to do something different with it. But I remember playing it as a kid and I liked it. And I had a lot of fun with it. So for nostalgic reasons, I had to pick it up. Like I said, the case is a little scratched up and a crack here or there, but I'll replace the case and make it all brand new. Then I also picked up a box for N64 game. I picked up Starshot for the N64. It's a little sun faded. Got the hookup on this. Like I said, I don't have. I have the game, but I don't have the game in the box. So it's cool to have a box for it. So regardless if it's a little sun faded or not, hell, I'll take it. Then I also got a couple PSP games. I ended up picking up Untold Legends, and I also picked up for dirt cheap Loco Roco for the PSP. So I'm able to build up my PSP collection a little bit more. Loco Roco was $2.69, and then the Untold Legends was $1.79. So, but happy to build that up. PSP games are starting to become a little bit harder to find lately, as GameStop is pushing them out, and then other places just aren't carrying them as well. So I don't know if that means that eventually they'll become a little bit more scarce and rare, but I'm trying to definitely snag up the good ones and shelf fillers while I can for cheap prices. Then I also have Tecmo NBA Basketball complete in the box. I picked this up. Didn't have it, like I said, and have a complete and pretty damn good condition box for an NES game. You know, I couldn't pass it up. Picked that up, and then I got one Xbox game and a couple of PS2 games and a Saturn game. For the Xbox, I picked up Godfather for the Xbox. This game is a really good game. If you haven't ever played it, it comes on multiple different systems. As far as I know, it was on Xbox, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3. It's just like a Godfather version of Grand Theft Auto. So it's open world, and you're doing those kind of missions and stuff like that. But you get to go kind of like you relive the movie. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I played it first on the Xbox, and got about halfway through it, and then I was on deployment, and then we had to leave, and it wasn't my Xbox, so I didn't get to finish it. So I've been looking for it, and I'm happy to have it again. So I'm definitely gonna pick this up and get hot on it and start getting back into it. Then for the PS2, I ended up picking up while they were having their little 75% off, cheap sales, whatever, at GameStop. I ended up picking up Men in Black 2, Alien Escape for the PS2. Nice little shelf filler. Extreme Legends 5, Dynasty Warriors 5, I should say. Picked this one up for the cheap. Metal Gear Solid 3. And then Final Fantasy 12 as well, which is pretty cool. I had this one already, but I had the red label, and I can't stand to have the greatest hits version. So if I do have greatest hits version, I'm going to end up, upgrading it to the black label. So glad to have that, but now I have an extra copy that I'll sell, trade, whatever. And then for Sega Saturn, I end up finding Need for Speed for the Sega Saturn. So I'm pretty stoked to have this. I have a few Sega Saturn games, but not too many racing games. So for Sega Saturn, so I'm definitely glad to check this out and get my Sega Saturn up and up on some Need for Speed and checking that out. Then outside of the that. I also got some other stuff while I was, we had a little get-together, South Florida Gamers, and all of us got together. We got together at a local restaurant here, and they were nice enough to host us. They allowed us to bring our game systems in there with a TV, and use their TVs and set up shop and have a little get-together, and we we ate, we drank, traded games, sold games, whatever, play games. And it was a really, really good experience. It was the first time I ever did something like that where a bunch of gaming community guys got together, in that kind of environment. We've gone out hunting here and there, but to do it as officially the Southwest Florida Gamers, and we had people as far as up Port Charlotte coming down to our area, Fort Myers, and as south as, South Naples coming up. And it was really cool. It was really cool hanging out with everybody. Had a couple of people, that would look at us kind of like crazy, like, look at these crazy guys, playing games, whatever. But for the most part, everybody was happy with us. Especially the girls that worked there. They were pretty stoked. After the fact, we kind of asked them, was everything okay? We don't like to burn bridges. So we were like, everything was okay, and they loved it. They loved us. They loved the whole thing. They said, that we could come back anytime, which is always great. So that's a plus. And then we actually had a moment where there was a young kid who was watching us play, and matter of fact, one of the other fellow members of South Florida Gamer, Vintage Game Finder, which is an awesome channel, you should check it out and subscribe to him too. He was mentioning as well. There was a kid watching, a couple of our guys play GoldenEye for N64. So he was just standing there, being real respectful and quiet, and wasn't going to ask to bother us or anything like that. And so Vintage Game Finder saw him and went ahead and kind of like brought him right into the fold and was like, hey, let him play. So everybody was, welcoming, and they let him play for a little while, and he played, and it really lit up his day. You could tell the kid was he had a lot of fun, and he was shocked at the same time that that we would bring him and let him play and not be a bunch of pricks, to say the least. So it was really nice to see the Southwest Florida Gamers represented in that way, as far as bringing new members in, and just the image we give out to the community as well. So that's always a plus. So like I said, while I was there, I also found I got some a couple things from some of my friends there, and hooked it up, and then from my boy Dutch and my boy Jose, aka Vintage Game Finder, and it was really cool. Some of the stuff that I got from them, it was like really, really cool. As well as my homeboy Chris, also known as Rev Rack. Between all of us, we've been hanging out and really doing some good sales and trades and stuff like that, and been really stoked. So I'll show you some of the stuff that I got for that. So while I was at this little get together, I ended up getting from one of my boys, ended up picking up South Park. Look, can't talk. for the N64. Pretty stoked to have this. Pretty cool. I didn't. Of course, I don't have it, so it's always a plus. And then he got me the box. I believe it's just a box. I didn't even look inside of it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just a box. For Mortal Kombat 4 for the N64. The box is a little bit beat up, but like I said, for free, or for dirt cheap, should I say? Because it was really cheap. I paid for it. I'm pretty happy to have that. And then lastly, I picked up from him was Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, for the Sega CD. Didn't have it, so it was always cool to have that kind of thing. So I'm pretty excited to get that kind of stuff. So, and yeah, so that was pretty much it for that. So pretty much after all that was done, you know, with the get together. I also, while I've been gone, have also, you know, I collect vintage figures and things like that as well. So my season of hunting never ends. It's pretty much a steady flow. It's either the games are coming in quite frequently for my collection, or the figures are coming in for my collection. So it's never really a depressing part where it's like, man, I'm not finding nothing, you know. And it's pretty cool to not have to go through that craziness. So, but like I said, while I was out, I collect WWE Elite figures, and I was able to find 2 of them from the new series that just came out not too long ago, that I was looking for, and I was pretty stoked. I picked up the Ultimate Warrior from the WWE Elite figure set. A little closer. There. And that was pretty, I was pretty stoked to get that. And then also I was able to find Roman Reigns. Let's see here. There we go. So, his little mean mugging. But anyway, so I was pretty happy to get these 2 for my collection. As my Elite collection gets bigger and bigger, I've started to get a little bit more particular on the figures that I get. So out of every series, they usually have 6 figures that come out per series of Elite figures, and I've nailed it down. I was getting all 6 at one point, but I've actually scaled it back to roughly getting about 3 of them out of there. Usually there is the 1 or 2 vintage figures that they have, and then maybe a new guy that just came out recently. That's why I got Roman Reigns from the Shield. I have the other 2 Shield members as well up there. And then also, while I've been gone, went out to a toy collector by the name of Randy, which I have named him Toy Collecting Randy on my phone. Really cool guy, the nicest guy you will ever meet. Real welcoming. Dutch was the one who, Flying Dutchman, he was the one who actually brought us in, me and our other friend Chris, aka Reverac, to go check this out, you know, because we're more of the toy collectors as well. So he brought us there to check this place out, and my mind was blown. Like, his collection is huge, and he has the like vintage GI Joes, and just that's his main collection is vintage GI Joes, and anything and everything you can just about imagine he's got, and it's all in his room. It's pretty cool. But then he also has other toys and other stuff that he's got, so that he's not so attached to, and he was willing to sell and trade and that kind of stuff like that. So I'm big into like I said, the wrestlers, and I'm also big into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles vintage guys. So I was able to pick up some of those from him, and I'll show you a few of those. I was able to pick up Leatherhead, which is really cool to have in the collection from the old Turtles. I was able to pick up Dirtbag with their accessories, which is really hard to find. I was able to find Casey Jones. Then I was also able to find an April O'Neil. She's one of the first ones that came out, so that's pretty cool. And Bebop, because I had Rocksteady and I could never find Bebop, or he'd be missing parts and like that. I also found the Rat King, which is pretty cool. And all his accessories. This is a guy from the Turtles. I can't remember his name right now, but he's a robot. And if you know what his name is, just put it down in the comments below. That would be awesome. Because it drives me crazy that I can't remember his name. And then also, I call him the chef, but I can't remember his name as well, so put his name down below. The chef with the pizza box for a foot. I was pretty happy to find him. And then the last one that I don't know his name as well, because like I said, if he wasn't on the main cartoon, I wasn't paying attention to that. Is the sumo wrestler for the Turtles. I don't know what his name is as well, so if you know, please put it down below. So then, and then I was also able to, down here. I was able to find Mutagen Man, which is pretty cool. I like this Mutagen Man a lot better than the current one they just let out recently. He has all his little accessories on the inside, which is pretty cool. And lastly, for the figures, and I'll go ahead and show them all in one time so I can save some time here, that I was pretty happy to find was I got all 4 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie star turtles. So let me see here, I got Leo and Donatello, and then over here I picked up Raphael and Michelangelo. I like these ones because these ones are the ones that are actually like rubber arms and legs, so it's pretty cool. It makes it look a little bit more real as far as, you know, like reptilian skin. And then lastly, when I got all this stuff from him, he saw that I was looking at this little rat rod for the Turtles, and he just threw it in there. He was like, yo, you can just take it all for, you know, for the same price, which I was pretty happy to get. This little hot rod for the Turtles, which is pretty cool. So pretty stoked to get that as well. So that's pretty much what I got while I've been gone. As far as like games and figures and things like that, I'm still working on my game inventory because, excuse me, like I said in the beginning of the video, it was ridiculous. Like, I really had to go through a lot of crap to get my computer up and running and stuff like that, and I lost a lot of footage. So I have to reshoot the footage and redo all that stuff that that comes with it, which totally blows. But I'm gonna reshoot my game room tour so I can show you guys my figures, my games, the setup, and all that fun stuff, and let you inside the inner sanctum of Str8 GeeK'D OuT. You know what I'm saying? So, so anyways, if you haven't already gone ahead and subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I promise you, you will not be disappointed, especially with some of the stuff I find, as well as just my comments and things like that. If you haven't already, like I said, if you would do me the favor, go ahead and hit the like button, comment below, whatever, and like always, I'll see you next time.